What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. The main man here. Hope you're all doing well. Can you see this? This is actually a gunshot wound. You should feel very sorry for me at this moment. I was 2 minutes ago outside my apartment and a car drove up and there were guys in the car going like, "Oh, Buster Captain is dead, yo, yo, yo," and they shot and I got shot. Can you see this? So what I'm trying to say is that it's not a zit, okay? So in this video I'd like to talk a bit about Tekken 8, or will there actually be a Tekken 8? And while I talk all of this stupidity that you will love probably, or not, I'm gonna do this, and you can enjoy this fantastic set, Hwoarang versus Kazuya. And the Kazuya is Nokori! Nokori! You can tell by his name, he's an amazing player. But so Tekken 8, will we see a Tekken 8? I mean, Oni, the Street Fighter director, and Harada and some other high-profile fighting game directors and producers have told us that fighting games aren't that lucrative anymore. They don't make as much money as they did 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you know, when they were in their prime. So when it's not as lucrative, it's becoming more niche, you know, and Dota 2, Counter-Strike, that stuff is really taking over now, and more people play on PC. And you can probably hear my girlfriend doing the dishes in the background. She's trying to create production value for this video, you know, it's like a real home. Thank you, darling, thank you. She's apologizing now. Okay, so it's not as financially lucrative anymore to make fighting games. And with Tekken 7, they've said that it's the final Mishima storyline-driven game. It's the end of a Mishima Sega, and Mishima has dominated the storyline of every Tekken game so far. So that makes you think like, but okay, so are they going to make a Tekken 8? I mean, obviously depending on how well Tekken 7 does sales-wise, but are they going to make a Tekken game where you have the Mishimas, Kazuya, Heihachi, and Jin, and they are not at the center of the story? Are they going with that, or are they actually doing that just reboot thing? You know, because I just can't see a Tekken game where you actually have the Mishimas there, but they are just a side note story-wise, just a side plot, and at the focus of the game you have like Paul and Law and stuff like that. Can you actually realistically say that that might happen? No, I think, I guess they mean they're going to do a reboot. I mean, what do you guys think is the most realistic here? And, is there any information out there that I might have missed? Stuff Harada may have tweeted? So they are probably going to do a reboot. What they did with Tekken 3 I thought was great, you know, when they just said, okay, let's just go 20 years later. And that's what I thought they would do with Tekken 7. But instead, of course, they didn't do that, and they did what they did with Tekken 5, Tekken 6, and they just have another tournament after like 2 months. So the characters are the same age and everything is just the same. Me and my brother really wanted to see them do a 20-year jump again. So they didn't do that with Tekken 7. Might we actually get a Tekken 8 when they do that? And what I would have loved to see, which I explained in a previous video, before we saw the first trailer for Tekken 7, I would have wanted to see, like, you know, Kazuya take Heihachi's place. You have a 70-year-old Kazuya, and then you have a middle-aged Jin Kazuma. Wouldn't that have been kind of cool? And maybe you have Paul Phoenix's son, you know, who's like 24 or something, and he can Death Fist, and he fights like his father. It would be kind of nice. So when I thought just now about Tekken 8, and I was like, what would I have wanted to see in a Tekken 8? I thought like, what if they jumped like 50 years, and you had a complete new set of characters, and it takes place after Tekken 7, so you've had this world war. So in Tekken 8, the world is at peace, but it's kind of blown to smithereens, you know, everything's kind of a wasteland. It's almost like Dark Souls-esque, you know, everything's a wasteland. And they have this tournament, and you have all of these fighters. You don't recognize most of them, but they all talk about the Mishima legend. I mean, is it a myth? Because the world is blown to smithereens, there's no internet anymore. But we are survivors. But these Mishimas, did they really exist or did they not? Is that a myth? And then you fight in the tournament, etc. And then, as the final boss, suddenly out of nowhere, story-wise, this mysterious dude shows up in a black hood. And then, so, yeah, well, very Obi-Wan Kenobi-esque in episode 7. But then he takes off the hood, final boss, and he starts doing Heihachi Hell Sweeps, and he does the Jin Electric Wind Hook Fist, and he does Kazuya's Lightning Screw Uppercut. And it's actually a very old Jin Kazama. He's 70 years old, he has a grey beard, he's the sole survivor of the Mishima clan. But after all the Mishimas died, he has put his hatred of the Mishimas to rest, because it means nothing to him now, because it's gone, it's just a distant memory. But as the Mishimas ended, he put aside his hatred for the Mishima Ryu karate. So he has his traditional karate moves, but he picks up Heihachi's moves and Kazuya's moves. So suddenly you have an old Jin with an epic grey beard, a black hood, who is a blend of Kazuya, Heihachi, and Jin, and he would just be the ultimate Mishima character. And to me, that would be a really neat idea. Of course, I don't want to see Kazuya die. I love Kazuya, but when I think about that idea where they could take the game, story-wise, I think it would be interesting and cool. And it for sure would be something new. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Do you even think there's going to be a Tekken 8? Or is Tekken 7 going to be the final Tekken game? If it were to be, I mean, I would of course be very sad. I really love Tekken. I've been playing Tekken for 22 years now. It's a very long time. And of course what we do know is that it is the end of the Mishima Sega. So what does that mean? Are they going to do the reboot, which we've seen in a lot of other games, like in Soul Calibur? And if they do the reboot, will the Mishima still be there, or what's going to happen? It's all very... we don't know all that much yet, but I would love to hear what you guys think of this. Like, please put up comments. I sure want to read them and discuss them. Like, what does it mean that it's the end of a Mishima Sega? Like, will there even be a Tekken 8, or will there be a Tekken 8 where we obviously only have Mishimas as a side note, or maybe we don't have Mishimas at all? So, yeah, it's very much up for grabs at this moment, like, what's going to happen. But, yeah, I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this. Take care, everyone.